C.S. Lewis was born November 29th in 1898 in Belfast, Ireland. He was really close with his older brother Warren and was really, as a kid, encaptured by imagination and fantasy animals. And he and his brothers created this fantasy land or imaginary land, Boxen. And they created an intricate history and all of that in his childhood years. He later went on to go to Oxford University, but before that he was enlisted in the British Army, and then was actually injured and was discharged. He was injured in April, and then he was discharged later in December. Um, so he was involved in World War One, and then he went on to go to Oxford and study literature and philosophy. So you can see a lot in his writings the um, studies of philosophy and everything kind of having like an imaginative point from like his childhood, but then philosophical as well from what he studied at Oxford. Um, his writing is very detailed, very intricate. He was brought up as a child as a Christian, but then in 1911 he abandoned his Christian faith and he was actually became an atheist. And then it wasn't until 1931 that he became a Christian. And so from that point on, you see a lot of Christian theology and backgrounds in his writings. You have the Screwtape Letters, you have a collection from radio broadcasts that's Mere Christianity in the 19, I believe it was 50. He wrote Chronicles of Narnia, which captures a deeper meaning to just a child's novel, or a lot of people that are still older that read it. But there's a lot of fantasy, which he loved as a child. That he was almost like a grown child when he was older, and captured that in his writing. Lewis was able to take all of his learning and studies from Oxford to and then once he became a Christian, be able to encompass that and share that with um, fellow readers so that people would get an understanding of the theological background of the Christian faith, but also in a fun and easy way to read. And was able to encompass Christian apologetics in his writing. And this is all from his once he became a Christian and being involved in the Inklings group with J.R.R. Tolkien, and they would have their conversations about their faith, and then he would write about it and become able to transpose that into his writing and be able to stem others' beliefs and make it enjoyable to read so the non-Christian could pick it up, but there would be a deeper meaning to all his books. He used different ways to do that again, and I think this is all based because of being a part of the Inklings group and just having people to bounce ideas off of and talk about things and go deeper in faith, and then able to translate of everything he's gone through. So like being involved in World War II, the things that happened with his family, his mom dying when he was only 10 and going to a boarding school, and all of these impacted C.S. Lewis's writings and made him a better writer and more relatable, and still holding on to that childhood ideal of fantasy that he could create these children's novels, but not just make them for children, but make them for any reader, and everyone at any age would be able to enjoy it, but still great gating Christian faith through that.